Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today is just a quick unboxing. I've literally about 10 minutes ago had a delivery from Royal Mail, and it's the items that I recently ordered from a company called ANTENOCITIS Workshop, who are a UK based company, and they produce scenery predominantly for the Infinity game, so lots of MDF buildings, etc. But they also produce another sort of like science fiction range called Governance of Technology, which is things like computer consoles, vid screens, that sort of thing. The other thing that they produce is items for their survival range, which is highly compatible with the Walking Dead All Out War miniatures game. So what I've ordered is a few little bits and pieces for myself to go with my Walking Dead game that I have, and I've ordered the Winnebago Chieftain to substitute for Dale's RV, some trash piles as scatter terrain, and body bags as scatter terrain. So let's have a look at the body bags first. Now you get 16 body bags, and it looks like you get 1, 2, 3, it looks like you get 4 different types, so that makes up your 4 of 4, which will make up your 16. Oops, and drop one on the floor. So great little things to add as scatter terrain. I could even see them being played in a game of 40k, if for example you're having to cleanse a med facility from the plague of Nurgle, for example. The 4 different types look like this. So they may not quite fit the heroic scale aesthetic of 40k, but I still think that they would look okay. But certainly for Walking Dead All Out War, they'd be superb. And there is that scene, obviously, as Rick comes out of the hospital, of all the body bags that are lying around in front of that Huey helicopter as well. So the next thing I got was some trash piles, which obviously, you know, in the context of All Out War, Walking Dead universe, you'd probably expect things like regular services to go by the way of the wind, really. So you get 5, you get 3 sets, 3 different and 2 the same. So the 2 the same is just a pile of trash bags with a tire and some bricks. So those look the same. Feels a little bit greasy, so there's certainly release agent on there from the moulding process, but these are superbly moulded. Really nicely moulded. The detail's great. And they would add a little bit of extra realism for your games of All Out War. And again, you know, you could stick them down as scatter terrain in a game of 40k as well. if you're on a, you know, a hive world, or even in the underhive for Necromunda. There's a little bit of blue stuff there. That feels a little rubbery, so that could... Not entirely sure what that is. Could have come out of the mould, potentially. Or come off of the mould, even. And the last one is this. So that's the trash piles. Now the one I really wanted to look at is Winnebago. And I have to say this has got some heft to it. And the reason it's got some heft to it is because it's a solid piece of resin. That's a lot of resin, but it's also nice that they've belt sanded it smooth so that you don't have to waste too much time in getting that off pat. There's some flecks in the resin there. Now, ANTENOCITIS workshop, I placed my order about 2.5 weeks ago, and it's only arrived today. So you're not going to get it quick. And the reason for this, I believe, is that everything is made to order. So looking at this, the mould quality is, or the casting quality is really good. However, there's a tiny little bit of something there. Which will need cleaning up, and I'm looking, yeah, they're not, some of them are, some of them aren't repeated on the opposite sides. So there are some holes, some tiny holes, which you may need to just fill with a little dab of super glue and file down. But they're not massively noticeable, and they seem to be placed in, so for example, there's one there and there's one there, so I don't know if that is a design feature or what. But we've got a hole there, one there, one there, one there. There's not one there because we've got the awning frame on it, but we've got some holes along the bottom here, and this one looks like a square cutout. So I don't, like I say, I don't know if they're supposed to be there. There's another hole there, which is smaller than the one on this side. So there's one there. So it could be that they're supposed to be there, but also if you want to remove them, I don't think it would be an issue to put a dab of super glue. Now there's definitely an air bubble that was there, so that's taken the corner off of that aircon unit, and there's one on that side as well. But other than that, you know, it's great. The detail on this is fantastic. So looking at the front and then the side, then the rear, then the opposite side and the top. Now the wheels came separate and obviously go in place. How you put these on is entirely up to you. But obviously super glue is probably going to be the way to go. But whether you try and put an axle across is entirely up to you. Looking at these and the way that they place, so looking at those and the way that they place like that, if you were to put them on an axle and then attach them, then the axle would be proud of the base of the Winnebago. But you get obviously your 2 rear tyres, 2 front tyres, and a Winnebago spare. So that's those. If we take let's get Maggie out. So placing it next to one of the miniatures, as you can see, you know, it's not too bad scale wise, it's quite nice. And certainly for the trash piles, again, scale wise. So yeah, there you go, ANTENOCITIS workshop. I'll put a link in the description below. This is the items that I got from them. One Winnebago to take over from Dale's RV. Now Mantic do a Dale's RV Winnebago, but it's MDF or some sort of equivalent, which I don't like. The wheels, etc., are quite boxy. So yeah, that's why I went for the resin one. And then obviously the rather neat looking body bags. One thing I will say is that the quality of stuff that I've had from ANTENOCITIS workshop before has been absolutely brilliant, and I do highly recommend them. Take a look at their website. They've got loads of little bits that you can just add into your games, whether it be Infinity, whether it be Legion. You know, that I'm sure that they do things like bunker doors, etc., which I'm sure you could add into any scratch built items that you make for Legion. It's great for Warhammer 40k. I've used some of their accessories in builds that I've made of scenery for 40k, and obviously the All Out War RPG that you get from Mantic as well. What I will say is when you look through the rulebook for All Out War, you will actually see what I think are painted and finished models from ANTENOCITIS workshop. So things like crashed vehicles, etc., that you can buy from ANTENOCITIS workshop to complement All Out War do actually appear in, or it looks like them, in their rulebook. So there you go. Anyway, join me next time. I'm in the process of making a paint video for the Harrier. I had done a build video for it, but I lost it somehow. I'll explain that more in the paint video, and hopefully you'll join me next time. All right, take care. Bye.